One and all, welcome here out there, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all the ships at sea, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Come on, that is like water in the desert. Thank you for that warm and wonderful welcome. Right back at you. I don't know about you, but the first couple of weeks of 2026 have been a grade A, extra crispy cluster munch of suckitude. There isn't a chrome left on that trailer hitch. Case in point, this morning, with Minnesota under siege by masked, armed goons targeting American citizens, Trump threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act. That will calm everyone down. I'm sure Minnesotans will just love that. No wonder the protesters' signs say, "ICE go home, then come back in a tank." Fun fact, the Insurrection Act lets the president deploy military forces or federalize the state National Guard to contain an insurrection. Correction, that fact is not fun. My mistake. Meanwhile, thousands of ICE agents in Minnesota aren't calming anyone. They are inflaming people with fear and violence. And now we know why. ICE recently rushed to hire 10,000 new agents. But errors in the application process sent many recruits into the field without proper training. We actually have footage. Okay, maybe we don't technically know if this guy is trained, but I will watch that video on a loop. That is my love language. Apparently, there are 2 ICE training tracks. Recruits with law enforcement backgrounds get 4 weeks. Those without get 8 weeks, maximum 8. That is less time than it takes to master chain, making it the 92nd Street Y for beginners. The problem, an AI screening tool accidentally sent anyone with the word officer on there, resumed to the shorter program. Whether they were compliance officers, aspiring ICE officers, or most often people who said, "I'll have to check with my parole officer." Meanwhile, in international news, no one likes us because Trump keeps insisting he is going to take over Greenland for reasons of national security. Yesterday, Danish and Greenlandic foreign ministers met with J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio at the White House to try to talk him out of it. Didn't go great. Denmark admitted they failed to dissuade Trump from conquering the icy continent, a line you usually only hear in a 1940s newsreel. Denmark's foreign minister fails to slow president's march toward Greenland. Afterward, cameras caught the ministers having a smoke in the parking lot. And J.D. Vance, does he wear eyeliner? Or are his eyes just permanently staring into the abyss? At a press conference, the Danish foreign minister said, "Ideas that don't respect the territorial integrity of the Kingdom of Denmark and Greenland's right to self-determination are totally unacceptable." Well said. Vital for NATO allies, but also, where are they? They look like they crashed an elementary school wedding. He even clapped back at Trump's insult about Greenland's defense being only 2 sled dogs. There is some truth, but we also have special forces dogs. Oh, and yes, there was a joke about sending the Marines to kill Paw Patrol. After all that, the minister went on Fox News to answer Brett Baerer's dumb questions. "You don't think the U.S. will invade Greenland?" "No, I hope not." Sir, if you've spent time hoping Trump doesn't do something he eventually does, here's a tip. Put wine in a travel mug you can drink lying down. Meanwhile, NATO seems worried too. Germany announced they are sending troops to Greenland, 13 soldiers. Efficiency at its finest, 9 a.m., border secured, microwave clocks fixed. Time for a snack. Back home, Trump is threatening to invade both Minnesota and Greenland. So when is someone going to give him a Nobel Peace Prize? Well, today, Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado presented Trump with her Nobel medal. Sad, meaningless, and totally unearned, but maybe it will cheer him up. He sure needs it. This week, Trump sent a fundraising email, subject line, "I'm alone and in the dark." He described sitting in a war room, 1 dying laptop, and a 72-hour countdown clock. Folks, plug in the laptop, turn on the lights, problem solved. One place still having fun? Mar-a-Lago. Last weekend, they hosted the Humane Society's Hero Dog Awards Gala. Big, fancy party for law enforcement canines, complete with ball gowns and poodle-shaped cakes. Trump did show up, late. Confusing for someone with such a tenuous grasp on reality. "I'm here wholly. What is happening? We have a great show tonight. Stick around."